All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take apart a word, something so common, so everyday that you probably think you know everything about it. I'm not talking about some big, complicated scientific term. Nope, we're talking about a simple four-letter word, pane.
So, let me ask you, how would you define pain? Seriously, take a second. If you had to explain it to someone who's never felt it, where would you even start? It sounds easy, but is it? You're about to see that this one little word is way more complex than it looks.
Okay, so to really understand this thing, we've got to break it down to its absolute basics. I mean, let's start with the simplest part of any word, just the sound itself. What does it actually sound like when you say it?
You know, linguists have this cool tool called the International Phonetic Alphabet, the IPA for short. It's like a universal code for sounds. So what you're looking at right there, that's the written code for the sound pane. Doesn't matter what language you speak, those symbols always mean that one specific sound.
But hold on, right off the bat, we run into a problem. That sound, pane, can also be spelled P-A-N-E, like a pane of glass in a window. These are called homophones. Same sound, totally different meanings. So clearly just the sound isn't going to cut it. We need more information.
All right, let's add that next layer, grammar. Now, most of us think of pain as a noun, right? It's a thing, a feeling. But, as you're probably starting to guess, it's not even that simple.
This is the one we all know, the one that hits you in the gut, that deep, raw feeling of hurt. It could be physical, like a broken arm, or emotional, from losing someone you care about. This is the main event, the core meaning.
Yeah, a sentence like this makes perfect sense. The cause is the broken leg, the effect is the pain. It's direct, it's clear, we all understand it instantly. No confusion there.
But then, the word does a complete 180. It's got this whole other life as something much more casual. You know, when something is just a pain, like an annoyance. All that deep, intense feeling is gone, and it's just about being irritated.
And here's a perfect example. This person isn't breaking your leg, they're just getting on your nerves. It's the exact same word, P-A-I-N, but the feeling it describes, it's on a totally different planet.
And guess what? We're not done yet. Because pain isn't just a thing you have, it can also be an action. It can be a verb, which, yeah, that opens up a whole new can of worms.
When you use it as a verb, to pain someone means you're causing them sadness or hurt. See how that ties right back to that first core definition of the noun? Only now it's active. Something is doing the hurting.
And from a grammar standpoint, it's pretty straightforward. It works just like a normal verb. Pain, pains, pained. Nothing weird there. It just fits right in. And that kind of tells you something, doesn't it? The action of causing pain is seen as just as basic as the feeling of it.
So here, the goodbye is the thing doing the action. It's actively causing sadness. It pains him. That really shows you how powerful this little word is. It doesn't just name the feeling, it can describe the very act of creating that feeling.
Okay, let's just pause and recap for a second. We've got one sound. It can be two totally different nouns, deep suffering or just being annoying. Oh, and it's also a verb. That's a lot of work for a four-letter word, right? You'd think a word with that many jobs would be considered, I don't know, an advanced word, but this is where things get really interesting.
So now we're going to zoom out and look at the big picture. We're going to see where this seemingly complicated little word fits into the grand scheme of things. And trust me, you might be surprised.
850? What on earth is that about? Well, that number, that's the key. It's the reason why pain, with all its different jobs and meanings, is actually considered one of the most basic, fundamental words we have.
And there's the answer. Pain is on a list called the Basic English 850. It's one of only 850 words on that entire list.
So what in the world is basic English? Well, think of it like a starter pack for the English language. It was put together way back in the 30s for international communication. The goal was amazing. Could you express pretty much any idea, no matter how complex, using only 850 essential words? And the answer was yes.
And that is the really mind-blowing part. Think about it. This word, which sounds like another word, has two different noun meanings and works as a verb, was considered absolutely essential. One of the core 850. What does that tell us? It tells us that to talk about the basic human experience, we don't just need simple words.
We need words that can do a lot of heavy lifting, words that are powerful and flexible, just like this one.
So that's what I want to leave you with. If a word as common as pane is this packed with meaning, what other simple words do you use every single day that are way more complex than they seem? Makes you think, doesn't it? What else is hiding right there in plain sight?